Hi. Hello, hi. Okay. Hello, and hi, and okay, and hello, hi, okay. My heart is in Ohio. Not at all true. I've never been to Ohio. Never plan on going. Don't really have an affinity for armpits, if we're gonna be honest. So I'm gonna play D&D soon, and I don't want to be rusty, and I want to make sure my setup works. For legal reasons, I have to say that the character I'm about to talk about, I don't own. And for legal reasons, the story I'm about to tell is not at all canon. And I need you to know deep in your heart, this is not canon. Okay, thank you. I'll be right back. Enjoy this a little bit longer. You want to see something cool? Okay, you can't really see it, but I can do this. I don't like the way my hair looks in the middle. I'll be right back. What the? That's better? Okay. Okay, anyways, what you couldn't see is that I have these Velcroed underneath my table for quick access, and then Velcroed together for travel. Which I wonder if that would mess up the roll, because it's not going to sit entirely flat. These are the type of dynamics I bring to the game. Okay. So, whether this character is Vaya Ater or not doesn't really seem important from this point forward. I am going to call her Vaya Ater. Again, this is not canon to anything that happens in Koibu's world. Okay? Not canon. Let's roll a d20 just to see how the story is going to go. Ooh, a 2. This is going to be low on D&D, high on roleplay. High five. High five. Oh, high five. No, don't be scared. It's okay. It's... All right. Okay, then. It's okay to be scared sometimes. If you've never experienced fear, then how do you know what courage feels like? And that's, I think, the story we have to tell today. So, this is early in Vaya Ater's life. She is 12 years old at this point in time. Not long after this, she will actually lose her foreshadowing. She will lose her adopted parents. If you're technically a slave, are they your adopted? It doesn't matter. It matters, but nuance. This gap we have between us is called nuance. The night itself was dark. It was no moon in the sky. The stars clouded by clouds, shadowed by clouds, blocked out the light. The clouds were so freaking thick. And all day, Vaya had driven. She likes to drive. But is forced to drive, so she has driven her adopted parents just around the countryside. This is something they like to do on Sunday afternoons. Sometimes they go and look at other carriages, like a carriage shop, and they're just like, ooh, this one has these features. Oh my God, this one has a mirror. This one has automatic steps. Oh my God, the stained glass on this one, to die for. Just rich people activities. And she's just been exposed to the elements, just out in the front of the carriage all day, driving them around. Vaya? Yes, Father? We're tired of your company. Nah, that seems rude. Well, maybe they're just rude. Maybe they're just shitty. We're tired of your fucking company. Yeah, you work for us. Yeah, you're my daughter, but just go. You need to not be in the house anymore. I'm tired of looking at you. Yes, Father. So what did I roll earlier? 12? Okay, so she's 12 years old and wandering the streets. Just probably because the parents wanted to get it on. I don't know. I'm not sure. That was the father? He seemed like a rude bastard. So in this town, there's a lot of side streets, several main streets, one main street. She's on random side street number 7. Why are you, what? Look, are you, eyes up here, eyes up here. A couple of cats walk by, strays. Another cat with a collar. Well, not a collar, but there was a bow tied on it, so claimed. Some barking off in the distance, probably just wild dogs. A patron leaves a bar, and it's very, very smoky. Like, Vaya walks by the door and gets a little whiff of just wretched old smoke, stale smoke, and just just like walking by it is enough to negatively impact her. She looks up at the sign. Martha's Vineyard. What she thinks to herself, what the fuck is a vineyard? She keeps walking. But to where? It's not like she has friends in this town. This is her first day off in months. Yes, she's a child. She's a little baby child. But first day off in months. And it's not even like she gets the full day off. It's like 9 o'clock at night. And she was just told to get out of the house. They're screaming in the distance. There's also yelling. Or like a louder than average conversation that she's walking up on. Kind of, she's maybe 100 yards away, but she sees these people and they're 30 yards away. And they're talking very loudly at each other. There's laughing in the distance. There's moaning in the distance. What is that? That's weird. Oh, and that's the role we were looking for. That's the role we were looking for. As she passes this loudly talking people, they begin to quiet and take notice of her. Hey, girl. What's she doing out tonight? This is apparently in a bastardized version of English. Maybe a bastardized UK? I don't know. Anyways, not canon. Vaya ignores them because there's some grown men talking to a child, and that's fucking creepy as shit. 17. She is able to make enough distance away from them that nothing bad happens yet. There's actually this tree. The rare times that she gets off, she goes and sits by this tree. It's nice. It's in a meadow just outside of town. The meadow is covered with yellow flowers all along the hill. And then on the summit of this mound, there is this apple tree. And she sits there. She has a book, not for reading, but for writing. It was important that a noble's daughter know how to read and write. She takes out the book and begins to journal. The night continues and the darkness does not cease. The clouds are thick. There is rumbling of thunder and lightning in the air a little bit to the south. And she's just writing. You might think this was a diary, but actually it's her coping mechanism. This is how she writes these stories involving good surviving over evil, triumphant, being triumphant, going through trials and tribulations and succeeding. Stuff she hasn't really seen too often. Her parents died when she was very young. She was told a group of drunken elven teens who were drinking wine and were, well, you didn't hear this from me, but I think they were a little bit stoned. I know, right? I know. It's very unbecoming of the elven type. Anyways, it just looked like their bodies had been trampled. Ignore the bigotry that people feel for elves. This is definitely what happened. And today's story that she's writing actually delves into the realm of elves, up into their forest. She's about 80 miles south of the elven forest, and in her story, she's much closer. The story talks about this witch queen, a human, who is a benevolent leader, for sure, but is waging war on the fucking elves. The elves are dying. They're falling apart. They're getting slashed in half. These scrags. Let me tell you about these scrags. They don't have no cloaks. As Vaya's writing, there's a crunching sound. What is that from? That's probably just like a little fox running through the forest, right? That's definitely just a little fox running through the forest. She's back to writing. The witch queen is triumphant. She's able to banish the elves from their land, and as like a little, hey, how you doing? She even found these teenage elves who are still teenagers, because it takes a very long time for teenage elves to not feel that angst. And it's kind of gruesome, but they are beheaded on the exact same spot that Vaya's parents died. This brings her very little relief. It's obviously, it's writing, so what real type of relief? But like the idea of revenge for an act that wasn't meant to be done. Should I kill you for an accident that killed my parents? Maybe. Maybe, but the thought does not bring her comfort. That crunching sound from earlier is louder and closer, but probably just a fox. That's definitely just a fox, right? Definitely just a fox, right? The ground is stained red. The road is stained red with elven blood. She makes a joke to herself. These elves will finally sleep. There's a rumor elves don't sleep. It's obviously not true. Everyone sleeps. Dogs sleep. Cats sleep. Maybe only half their brain, but they're asleep. So we count it. The Witch Queen actually adopts Vaya and takes her away. Takes her away from her wicked, wicked adopted parents. And she gets to become a witch princess. The crunching is directly on top of her, and she can no longer ignore it. It's not the fox. A fox wouldn't get this close. A fox wouldn't be this loud. What would be this loud? Human boots. Leather under 187 pounds, crunching on leaves. That's what this is. I said, what are you doing out and about? Vaya looks up. It's one of the two men from earlier. What can she do? What can she say? All she can do is just run, right? Like, you don't sit and talk to someone who's just creeping up on you, or maybe you do. Although not with the context that they were creepy to you earlier, right? So she gets up, kind of shuts her book, and takes several steps back. And they both just sit in silence. Stand. They are both standing in silence. I ain't gonna hurt you. It's just unusual to see a lady out. She looks up, says, not yet a lady. Should I use a voice? Not yet a lady. Who would say not yet a lady? That's so corny. That's not how people talk. Okay. Look, guy, dude, I walked past you. That was fine. Whatever. You made notice of me. Maybe it wasn't creepy. It was creepy. But maybe it wasn't creepy, but it was creepy. And now you're talking to me. I'm sitting under this tree at night. How did I get here? This lantern? But why are you bothering me? I am a kidnapper. Come here. She runs off. Wait, actually. Yep, the kidnapper is unable to put hands on her, and he kind of walks with a limp, so she's a bit faster than him. She makes it to the gates of the town. Kind of rickety kind of gates, like logs. It's not a stone fence. It's just a log fence. And the gate, it'll hold you out, but a girl this small, she might be able to just squeeze through it. But no, the gate, she knocks and they let her in. They let her out. It's okay. That doesn't make any sense. You would close the gates at night. She probably would have had to sneak out. Okay, so she snuck out, so she snuck back in. There's a tree, to another tree, to a limb, to another tree, to a slightly smaller log, and she can climb over that log. and she's back at her house. The parents are asleep.